Hey guys, what's shaking? Let me throw some top chat on here. I have trouble with my camera and lights and well, you name it, I've got it. Since I'm the only one that wears the hats here. Throwing live chat open. Seem to be echoing again. This is a bar. This is my bar. Welcome. Hippies unite. You know what I mean? Yeah, loving that. Loving that. Yes, I am. Might be too short or too tall. Can't never tell. Let's see what's up today. Well, not a hell of a lot. No, it's not, I'm kidding. As far as hippies go, they hate the war, love, and peace thing that we had going on in the '70s, and then we got busy till now. We keep trying to tell our kids, this is what it's like. It's kind of cute because I don't know what they call those generations, but my son listens to both new music and what he calls the old music, which is like the '90s and stuff, like Van Halen and them. Used to be at their concert. I knew them by name, for God's sakes. They knew my name. You wouldn't believe the story. It's like, I should write a book. Again, Army veteran here, published author. Love to do this. Found out about YouTube. Asked both my son and my husband, hey, I need a starter kit. I want to do this. So I had like 2 starter kits at Christmas. And my husband was cool because I get the gold night. And he bought that for me. He also buys these little whiskey bottles. It's a whiskey fireball. So at the end of it, after taking a drink, it goes with a cinnamon burst. And it's so fucking awesome. I love that shit. It looks like I'm drinking a lot, but I'm not because I usually have my whiskey on the rocks. This one I'm not because I just grabbed the Texas one today, the little Texas logo. You have to forgive me for my appearance. I literally stopped errands that I'm doing. Well, errands I call them. Ladies would know. It's housework. It's stripping everything and doing the dusting and dust everything and put it back. It's vacuuming, it's sweeping, it's mopping, it's cleaning toilets, it's all that good stuff. As many as you can get in a day. Then we have unintentionally like a cat sanctuary where they stay here and they have babies. And sometimes there's a problem. Twice now, my husband has gone to use his fishing boats, one of the big boats, blue metallic on it. I mean, it looks like a racing boat. Probably is, knowing my husband. I haven't been out on it. I'm not that big a fan of being in the water. Probably last time I had around here, it was something like that. I kind of believe, well, I don't kind of, I know about reincarnation and stuff. It's been proven actually, in fact, by law in the state of New York many years ago. What was it called? It'll come to mind. It's look it up. You know, uh, they proved that the girl was reincarnated, not possessed, and I cannot for the life of me think what it was called, but I'll see if I can remember. I'll throw it in. Got a live chat up. I'm only doing this is my second channel. My first one, I got this huge injury and huge surgeries, and I was out for like a year. I didn't even do Facebook, and I was on Facebook 3 or 4 times a day. I never do TikTok or any of that stuff because Facebook was enough for me. It turns out that when you retire, you generally have more to do. Like I mentioned, we have a little sanctuary because people keep dropping cats off, even though Hurricane Helene and the tornadoes that spawned took care of the forest on the back of the side of my yard. So now I have neighbors. Yikes. Took out, I was shocked because we had our patios out there. All the glass that could have been broken. And it didn't even move the grill or the chairs or the table in the back. But it took out almost every tree behind us. We had about a half of an acre of trees behind us. You couldn't see neighbors. You couldn't see neighbors. My grandson says, "We don't like people do." I was like, "No, I know." Most people, in particular, that's why I was mentioning about the thing of music and style of music and whose music. Even commercials still plays the '80s and '90s rock and rollers. Um, there's some things that just never die, like Elvis the King. And I go back and forth between. You catch me out doing a '50s dance, looking like I love the style of they call it vintage now, and I've worn it off and on for years. And since my accident, surgeries, and all that stuff, that's kind of what I tend to wear because they're long down to the bottom of the calf or to the floor. And so I changed my entire wardrobe basically the year I was down. So I have the one channel that was up. It got crazy when I came back, and it let me air a couple of times, and then it was giving me crap about cash. And I said, look, I'll just up another channel. So if you see me, for the love of God, share. They are going to like that. I still want to be here because it's free. It's free Woodstock, guys. Get your hippie ass up here. It's a bar. Get over it. This is what happens when, yeah, adults get together and are drinking. I quit smoking. And my husband is so kind to me that he allows me to have these cigarillos. A friend of ours came to the bar and he had these about a year ago. And it was his birthday. And so my husband said, yeah, I had to try it because I used to smoke these in Europe because we were given a coupon kind of thing. They not even a coupon, just a list of how much, and they punch it. You can only buy so many, and of cigarettes. And German loved our Marlboros. I don't know what that was about. Don't care. That paid my rent, and it was a lot cheaper than the rent to be done in German marks and things. Back then, yes, it was francs, marks. Yeah, see where I'm going with that, right? I haven't been there since they changed it into the European nation, and boy, they fucked that up. It's a clusterfuck. I don't want to go there now. This is this is an area that I'm talking about Europe. It's not an area, but it's so old and it has so much history, and they've never let themselves be taken through World Wars One and Two, etc. And that's just recent history. And yet, they, like the United States, have been taken over by this idiotism between stupidity of the kids marching around and the old white folks. I don't know what the fuck all they're doing, but they're there marching with a sign about free Palestine, free this, free that, bringing 22 million people through our borders that they didn't even. I love the gotaways. They don't even know who they are, where they are, what they were, but they got away. So I'm still going with that. Since President Trump, I call him Donnie. Hey, Donnie, love you. Funny as hell, I think. He's funny as hell. I also mentioned Charlie Kirk. Love you forever, Angel. He should always be remembered by every podcaster that ever gets up here. I didn't know about his life until he was murdered. He was massacred. He was assassinated in front of thousands, if not millions of people. Um, I only knew him as the boy, and I thought he was like in his 20s. And to me, that's a boy because my grandson's already an Army veteran. Just to give you a clue, I make this look good. Be kind. So, yeah, so that's me. Um, I speak of Charlie Kirk because I think everyone should remember this. And when it happened, I said, oh my God, there's snaps of John F. Kennedy. And I couldn't figure out why I said that. I didn't know the boy had a wife, kids, didn't know he was political. All I knew was he was the guy that went around and said, prove me wrong at the college campuses. And I was pretty pissed off at college campuses when they came out October 8th and was saying, that from the river to the sea, shit. They didn't know what river, what sea, or what peoples. So they should have been slapped stupid just for that alone because they were in $100,000 a semester place that we send $8 billion in tax money to every year. What the fuck? It's fucked up, 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 fucked up. I'm gonna borrow that from Cat Williams. I love you, baby. Joe Rogan, love you too, baby. I so remember News Radio. God bless you. That was a bad time. There's so many out there. Shay Shay, I love you, babe. That I saw Donnie out, President Trump out, and that was great. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, that's why he won. That and standing up after you've been literally shot with blood running down his face in front with the American flag. And he's a foot taller than the Secret Service agents, of course. And he's done shoved them up and said, fight. And that was it. Even I, and I liked him in 2016. You can't keep having politicians, folks. You just can't keep politicians going. You got to stop this shit. There's no way a senator or a House of Representative should be able to walk into Congress and 2 years later not only be reelected in some cases, that it's 2 to 4, and be there for 50 years going, I will do this. Well, why the absolute fuck all didn't you do that in 1986, Nancy Pelosi? Get the fuck out. And who the fuck all is voting for the same person for decades? Please Get up here. It's live chat. Explain that to me. Explain to me how they can make millions of dollars in 2 years. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I'm talking about what's her name? The one that needs to go back to Somalia. And then you Lamborghinis and shit. It's for the children. It's for the children. What do you do? Strap the children to the hood? I mean, there's no place to Lamborghini for a kid. Get a grip. What the fuck? And yet this Minnesota son of a bitch and traitor Benedict Arnold my ass kind of shit doesn't even deserve a rope. Doesn't deserve a bullet though, so maybe a rope would do. But they frown on that when you say stuff like that. But he should be tried. He's guilty of treason. There's a lot of them that I'm playing with my mind. There's a lot of them that are guilty of treason. A lot. A lot. Every sanctuary city, every sanctuary state is guilty of treason. They do not allow anybody in their government, I'm not sure how that would work, to follow federal law. Again, not sure how that would work. Civil War, Fort Sumter fired a cannonball. Civil War. They fired a cannonball. One cannonball. Civil War. We've had these fucks for a decade or more. But when the people of the United States who were born here for millennia, or well, probably since 1462, we'll go with that date. But they get hit on by the police. Same with Britain. They're throwing them in jail while they're watching storefront after storefront and just fill their arms with stuff and walk off there. They get the Britons instead. They get the citizens of America instead. We're tired. We're old. We don't give a shit anymore. We got bail money. And in most places, if they don't got to fucking pay bail, then you don't got to fucking pay bail. Get your ass out there. For one thing, the police aren't doing the job. For another, they're not allowing the federal officers to do the job, placing them in mortal danger. Mortal danger. Hang your head. Hang your head. Shame. Shame, shame, shame on every damn one of you. It feels better. I got that off my chest. I know there's got to be some hippies out here that need to talk. We need to sit down and say, one more motherfucker, excuse me, or not, gets in my face and tells me they're tired of paying my Social Security. I'm going to hurt them so bad that they may wake up in the next century if they're lucky. Where do you get the fuck off? They stole my shit and they've stole your shit. I got news for you. They've stole Social Security funds over and 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 over. Your great, 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 great grandchildren don't have SSI. Get a fucking grip. Then the next time you get in my face, get a goddamn insurance card. But the government wants you to pay that insurance. Oh yeah, nice Ponzi scheme. Anybody else out there pay insurance for unemployment for 40, 50 years? Show hands. I got time. I can wait. Yeah, I didn't think so. Never got any unemployment back from anything. Never got it. I used to check out people on my second job while I was still active duty or working on base as a civilian. I watched them come through with their EBT cards and spend $700. I was lucky if I could budget $90 for 2 weeks for food. Do you know what that feels like? No, you fucking don't. You're demons out there. You're demons, and you are making people right now do without their paychecks. And people live paycheck to paycheck. Unfortunately, they also live by going to Walmart. They would do better to grow their own trees, the fruit, and do their own gardens with, like I did when we grew up with parents who were World War II, World War I, Depression. They knew. They wouldn't get no sugar that week. If you didn't have fucking food, you didn't have fucking food. Days went by when the only thing I had for breakfast or lunch was a piece of bread with butter on it, and I was glad to get that. And I'm not the only one. So you fucks out there who think that we hippie generation ain't bad, bring it. I dare you. I triple dare you. Bring it. I know they frown on that stuff. I mean, speak. You explain to me how it's okay to tell Palestinians that it's okay to butcher and murder several thousand people. You tell me how that's okay. You tell me how it's okay that these same sanctuary cities are allowing these people out of jail and they go out and they kill 18-year-old kids. You explain that to me, huh? Yeah, riddle me that, bat bitch. you know? It, again, folks, if you've seen this, if you like it, please let me know. They like it if we do that. Sometimes I just get up here and let off steam because it pisses me off. I don't know why people don't pay attention more. Scary thing for me is that they're paying attention, but they're not seeing what the and hearing what's going on. When you see people out there with the same fucking signs, okay, this is not. Oh, I'm going to protest thing. This is an organization. I've been saying this for some time. When you can give a former president, get him a mugshot, there's something fucking wrong with the United States. One other thing about that, we were America. We're still America. They said the United States of America. I love the Gulf of America, Donnie. Love that shit. Alligator, I call that one the Gator Gitmo. That's mine. Don't steal it. However, the United States part wasn't added until after the Civil War was won because the states were united. And what these people are doing is what they call sanctuary cities and states is secession. It's treason. They're traitors. And they should all have been held accountable now, way past now. If they've gone from making 170,000 in a year to the next year being worth 30 million, they should have already been in the Hooskow. But that's not our government lately. So how is that formed by the people? By the people, for the people, anyway else you want to put that. It's not. It's not. Now they're yelling socialist, socialist, socialist. Because what's his name? Bendani. Another witty idiot. You people have to look at these fuckers. You got to look at these sons of bitches and say, would they piss on me if I was a homeless person? Yes, they would. They don't give a flat fuck whether you're homeless or whether you own a mansion. The only reason they give a fuck is if you owned a mansion, they could get more money from you. Wake up. You got women running around as jeeps and so forth and so on. And they're saying nothing about the fact that these women are being murdered because somebody saw a piece of hair. They're just the. I mean, my God, they walk around these black things that go all the way to the ground. You know, look at 10 little thing. They have these little mesh. We call them litter boxes. I like England. They call them litter boxes. Okay, they look like little black cousinettes. If anybody remembers the Adams Family. Yes, I'm that fucking old. Yeah, made my kid watch this shit. Yes, they look like little cousinettes. The other good thing about that is you can't tell what the fuck they got under it. They can have an Uzi under that bitch. They can have a rocket launcher under that. And they did. They had men in them running around into the hospital, taking hostages on the day of October 7th. I hope to God nobody ever gets in my face and says something that stupid. I hope to God they don't. I took karate for many, many years. I'm an Army veteran, and I'm from Chicago. Don't do it to me. You might live to regret it. You may not. This is my country, and I'm proud of my country. Why the fuck all are you here if you're not wanting to be proud of this country? Get the fuck out. Take your 30 million and get the fuck out. Personally, if it was me, they would frown on that. But I give you bitches parachutes and just shove you out. You wouldn't be taking that 30 million with you, bitch. I'm promising you that. Oh, no, 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 no. You'd be lucky if the flight you were on fucking landed. Yeah, I'm not that nice. You're tearing my country apart. And I've been screaming this for nearly 2 decades. And I'm not the only one. Somebody has wanted to tank our country for decades. I don't know why. I don't care why. What I care about is the fact that they've nearly succeeded. That's a fucking problem. I did mention these. The only thing I'm allowed to smoke because they go out while I'm talking. So while I'm here at the bar talking to all of you, and by the way, I still got live chat up. I can have one of my cigarillos. Life's a bitch. If your lighter works. Mm. I have a little music in the background, and they might struggle on that. So I hope they don't. There's not enough for anybody here to catch it. I hope. I wasn't going to do a podcast day, but I realized I had said Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I didn't do one yesterday. We've got a brand new kitten because, like I was starting to tell you, my husband moved his boat. He was going fishing. He has a tarp. We opened it up. He came back in and called me. We've got two cats in there. I thought, oh God, not again. Guess we've been through this. But there were two kittens in it, and it was the temperature was dropping down to 30. And so I grabbed them because it was already with the wind and everything, and they were exposed. And I grabbed them. I was ready for a night. And that clothes outside, grabbed them. It just put it makes my heart. And I still lost Angel, little Angel. There was one that was white and gold, and the other was just gray. And he's doing well, but I lost Angel. And so, of course, I grieved for 3 days. I just couldn't get on. And life is a life. And I've studied this for decades and decades and decades since I can remember being 8 or 9 years old, trying to catch an EVP, electronic voice phenomena, on a reel to reel 8 millimeter recorder. It's like this big, and I got stuff on it. We had a basement that you would walk into, and suddenly you would run. You had two exits. The exit for this it was wooden stairs, then went back upstairs, and then there was a set of stairs that went outside. Had a big door that was slanted, and had like I think it was 6 steps, and you could throw that door back, and then you could get outside. And I never understood. I mean, you'd be running flat out, and I couldn't. You're in your mind, you're thinking, "What the hell are you running? What are you doing?" And I would. I mean, not every time. Even it was just sometimes you would be sprinting for one of those doors. I know you can't even to this day explain why. I can just tell you that my mother was shoved down the stairs. She never said that, but she was injured, brutally injured. It's just a terrible staircase. Sorry, getting a little queasy there. So I decided I would do the laundry from now on, whatever had to be done. It's where they kept reserves and things as well. Well, it's happening. But again, so it's hippies, right? It's social. I like to talk about everything, in particular those little things. You, it's fight or flight, and you're already emotion. And you're what the hell, and you can't never answer it. I took my husband back to my hometown, and of course my brother lived there at that point. My parents were gone, and I went downstairs, and it was so small in that basement. There was no residual enemy, nothing. Nothing made me feel that it was anything but a basement. And I was absolutely shocked because that's why I wanted my husband to go down there. I was like, do you feel this? Even I did. It was just a basement now. And so it's weird how paranormal events work this way. I looked at it. I do know the difference between terrified and petrified. Terrified is when the fight or flight comes in and you're already emotional at you're 11. Excuse me. I don't know why, but my throat's pounding. But one time I was doing the dishes, we had a back door with the regular window in it, big window. And it was an enclosed back porch. And so you weren't seeing it from looking back at it. You turned. It wasn't that big a kitchen. I thought all these things were so big that they had such a big house. Very small house. But I left at 16, I think, for college, and then I had to graduate college twice. I had I had a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I had fencing, gymnastics. I was always moving. I mean, literally. Yeah. So I knew I was going to go Army. I didn't know I was going to go regular Army, train with the men. We were the first to train with the men. So the door I knocked down, people don't say anything to the fact that women had to knock the damn door down. We had to train with the men. Somebody had to do it. We didn't know till we landed that it was not WAC training. It was Auxiliary Corps in Fort McClellan, Alabama, which is where we had it. We ended up in Columbia, South Carolina, at Fort Jackson, where they train most people. There's also in Oklahoma, but it's mainly a training base. Well, it is a training base, and we were given the choice to stay and train as a soldier or to go home and there would be nothing on a record or anything like that. I was like, screw you. I'm challenged now. I'm like, I'm so fucked. I'm 5'2". I don't weigh shit. I put it this way: when I got my first leave, they finally let you have your regular clothes back, your suitcases. And I'm trying to. I'm like the Hulk. It's ripping and shit. I can't find a thing that fits. I have to borrow pieces from other people because nothing I had fit. Because I had gone from 88, 90 pounds to 120 pounds. I had no neck and shit. We trained with the men, by God. And let me tell you something. The radio back then was not in your fucking ear. It was on your back and it weighed 68 fucking pounds. We all carried that fucking. We hated that radio. Fort Jackson has sand, so you're always through sand. Watch Private Benjamin. It's kind of a clue as to how it went. You know, we had Vietnam Airborne Rangers for drill sergeants and COs and XOs and stuff. So you can imagine about the, with Dan and their coffee at 3 in the morning, they're going, we're fucking them up. But we ended up doing very well. And we now have women fighter pilots, and I can't be prouder. I just can't. When I enlisted, I thought for sure I was going to end up being secretary slash nurse. I took training in both and was, qualified to teach and all that. By the time I was in, and my parents had to sign for that, so I was prepared ahead of time. I was one of those people. So, things have kept me going, and now I'm pissed. I'm pissed that these people can walk around on my planet. There, somebody give them some oxygen or get them off the planet because they're beyond stupid. They're beyond nuts. I mean, that shit you can't fix with duct tape. Get rid of. I've been down here in the South a while. That's another storybook I should write. I should write about 3 or 4 books. I'm sorry. Something's in my eye and I can't get it. So I might edit, but I'm very bad about editing. I'm terrible. I generally do this live for an hour. And if you get to me in live chat, great. You can throw it in the comments. I hope I have find some time to go through those, and I would make time. But right now, I'm not getting a lot of views. I'm not missing any of you, so I'm not too worried. I think people have lost where I am, so I literally just get up here and talk to the camera and say, "This is what we should do." Where are my fellow hippies? I mean, come on, guys! Don't put on a tie dye T-shirt and think that's all there is to it. You know, the '70s, us hippies, you're one of us. Get up here, talk to me. Let's do this. This is social Woodstock without the fucking mud. This is social Woodstock without the money. It's social Woodstock where we're free. We're not trying to burn down a police station, but we want to be heard. And I'm waiting for my hippies. I'm waiting to see how many of us want to be heard. Oh, they say to me, "Oh, you're a baby boomer because of what year I was born in." It was like 6 months of then or 4 months, whatever it was. It was like, no, you can pin that to somebody else if you want to. But my generation are hippies. There are hippies. So you can't just ignore us that 3, 4, 5 months, whatever, and say we're baby boomers. But we aren't hippies. Yeah, we're hippies. We were born and raised hippies. We were born and raised hippies. We were the ones who wrote and sang and did some of the most beautiful music that we have today. Period. And we straddle 2 centuries. We straddle the 20th and the 21st century. That's important as well. We can sit up here. We remember when it was a phone and it was on the fucking wall and you had to do a rotary thing. I miss those bitches. I loved making bets on who was going to get to the phone. I loved doing it. You had to be a linebacker to get the fucking phone. 20 family members would run for. There's only one phone in the house. Same wall. It was always interesting too because they just ran. And of course, it was for somebody who didn't go to the phone. And then you got the push button phone. Oh, you was just with the Joneses because you had a push button phone. This changed. Everybody says, "Oh, it was fast." It wasn't just fast. It was beyond fast. You couldn't even get used to a phone. My husband had me on a cell phone in 1989. I mean, that fast. And I hated it because I had to deal with phones a lot in my career. And it annoyed the shit out of me. It's why I had hired other people. So I didn't want a phone all the time. And back in the day, you find that I had it on a belt in, let's see, what's the look I'm thinking of? Tomb Raiders, her first one. Angelina Jolie, that was me as far as equipment and things. You know, because I had the phone on the hip, I had a gun on my hip, I had stuff attached to me. I was different today. Now I'm retired and I have time. There's other hippies out there. I know they're my age. They have time. Get up here. Take me on. I dare you. Because you'll have a lot more fun than you will if you just watch TV for a little while, which we all do, or the phone. See what I said about going out? Those of you who know me, welcome back. Please check into the channel, subscribe, do all that because I'm closing the other channel soon. Again, like, share, don't like, I don't know, do something because apparently they like that shit. Um, Again, I really do not get up here and do things like other videos, stuff like that. I'm more of a Joe Rogan, if I had a guest. Most of my guests are too frightened. Most of the people I know, they don't understand how I can do it. They won't do it. They won't get on camera. They're too shy. They're too embarrassed. I don't know. But they won't get on camera. I think this is the best thing since sliced bread. It's free. And we get to get up here. We get to say, you can't do that. You can't make me agree to seeing my granddaughter at 13 go into a bathroom that a guy who thinks he's a girl has strapped his balls up and it's okay for him to go in the women's room. Let me catch you. Let me catch you. uh, I don't understand how it's okay and it's legal for somebody with a bullhorn to get into the face of a federal officer. I'm not a federal officer. I'm just retired. Get in my face. Bring it. People frown on that, but I'll have a lot of fucking fun trying to figure out how they're going to get that out your ass. You betcha. I would I would bet good money on that. I'll fight fair, bitch. Bring it. You want to wave a flag that's not American? You better get the fuck out of my sight. You touch an American flag without reverence, it better not be where I can reach you. Never, ever will I let you desecrate my flag. Millions upon millions upon millions of men and women have died to give this country a chance. They're dying now. You touch my flag in an inappropriate way where I can reach you, please do. Please, please, please do. If it's the last act I have on the planet, I will enjoy the fuck out of it. Now, maybe I'll try to be nice and go out with something different because they frown on the bad part, yeah. But I think that's what I'm here for. I'm here to go, you can't do that shit. What the fuck do you think you're doing? How the fuck do you unfund people? And they're still going to their job, but they can't meet their mortgage. They can't get food for their kids. That's okay? But you can put people in motherfucking hotels while they're stealing shit outside and you're arresting the people that are going, you can't do that. People, this is biblical. This is the time when you get to get up and say, you can't do that anymore. We're tired of that shit. Well, they tried that in Britain. They don't carry guns. Americans have, as they put it, a couple of things that we like to hang on to. And I'm sure all Southerners know what that would be. But the Northerners as well, because I'm a Northerner, would be what? My Bible and my gun. I don't trust anybody. I've been married to the same man for over 3 decades. I don't trust that bitch. My grandson, when I told him and I couldn't move that year I had to take off, and he came over. I knew he was coming, and his friend was with him, and he knocked and knocked and knocked, and I yelled, come in. He came in, and his friend came in, and then they were in the living room, and I'm in the master suite, and he's yelling, "Grandma, I'm in here in this room, and I'm going down the hallway." His friend's wondering what's going on, and we finally get in. He sticks his hand, and he says, "You're not going to shoot, right?" I set I set my weapon aside. Come on, yeah. my, my weapon of choice generally has a laser sight. I will light you up, bitch. And I'm not going to shoot you or you'll die fast. That might be funny. I'd rather shoot you a couple of times to make it last a while. You did what? So my grandson says to his friend, who's now freaked out because he can see a weapon, "You were going to shoot us?" And my grandson said, "She's right. She's incapacitated. That weapon stays with her. If they try to come in, she'll let them in. She may not let them out, but she'll let them in." This kid was shaking. It was one of the few I did not know of my grandson's friends. I'd known all the others. They loved that. Another friend came with it a couple of weeks later, and he was like, "Don't shoot, Grandma, don't shoot." So everybody knows if you fuck with the old lady on the in there, she might probably will shoot your ass, which is true. It's true. I have warnings posted everywhere. Get right with Jesus. Yeah, about to meet his ass. I see my time is clicking up here. Um, I've dealt with a lot of little different things in here. You'll have to sort through that yourself if you like any of them. Again, I apologize about my appearance. I'm doing the routine that I always have just about you. We have cats. So, and you can see one behind me. I'm right at the coffee table. So twice a day, I'm cleaning coffee tables, and I'm just dusting and Windexing and polishing. But I have cats. So this is everywhere. And we have multiple cats. We have multiple cats outside that we've built. My husband has built homes for us, so trying to help. And so twice a day, I'm feeding animals. It costs us several $100s. I think I should try to start a GoFundMe page because it just doesn't slow down. We now have kittens again. The one that was I started to say was about my husband's fishing trip. He made a good fishing trip. I was stuck with two animals to raise, which broke my heart because one did not live. And the other I'm afraid to name because I'm so scared. He's a little punch belly. He's a fighter. But so I have all that to do as well as my regular things to do. And I looked at the time and I said, "Oh well, I need to get on my podcast and make it for yesterday." But I still have to get off of here, go feed animals inside, go feed animals outside, go make sure the baby's okay, and yet try to sweep, mop, and vacuum. I finally got done. I have an area rug behind me. My husband changed the whole house around when we got this big bar, which is another book I'll tell you later if you're interested. As far as I'm concerned, y'all need to jump in here and say, "Hey, that you're a hippie too, and that you're tired of this bullshit." We kept this place running, and yet they walked around behind, between, over, through us. And we see it? Yeah, we did. We told our kids. We told our kids, this is what's happening. But I got to do this because you got to have macaroni tonight at least to eat. We had no choice. Now, I don't know about y'all, but my kid and his wife, they work very well together. They've got a great career and have had one. Um, I'll put it this way, it's not like the Japanese. They do not revere their older generation. They don't care about their older generation. If they will or will not live is up to them. They don't care if they have something they want to give you, they will tell you to your face they do not want it. I have one child. I one shot at this. I fucked that all up. He's my grandson. I love him to death. He's in his 20s. He's now an Army veteran. And yeah, I haven't seen him since last year. He lives 15 minutes away. My son and my daughter-in-law love to bits. I live at the exit to the base. I always have since I was 17. I've always been working at the base in one form or another. So yeah, you're close. I used to take mass transit everywhere. Georgia, you can't do that. It's another story. I read a book. So like I said with them, my son and his wife and my granddaughter, who's 13, they live an exit away. I haven't seen my granddaughter since last year. Yeah, they're too busy. They're this, they're that, and yeah, I'm an exit away. And I'm not getting younger. I'll put it that way. But thank y'all. I appreciate all that. But yeah, so it's like that. It's like that, and it sucks. I love the fact that I'm at the bar. It's not 5 o'clock here yet, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere, as the song says. I don't know, guys. I need your back. I don't know if you can't find me. I don't know what's going on. This is why I ask you to share. Tell your friends. Pick it up when you can. Unfortunately, I got badly injured. I took that year off. I lost a lot of them, of all of you. And I know there's a bunch of us out here. We're not going to get out there and shoot somebody or something stupid. What's that going to fucking do? But we can talk to each other about what is going on or is not going on. We can talk. That doesn't mean we're going to rebel. What it does mean, however, is if we talk, things might change. You might go back to being American again and not little Somalia in Minnesota. There's got to be a few of us that say, this isn't the way it's supposed to be. This isn't America. Why are you protesting about a city or a state that doesn't exist, that just killed several thousand people? Why would you help those people? Why are we paying billions of tax dollars to Ivy League universities? What's that about? Oh, and they don't pay tax. Yeah, yeah. You try not paying taxes. Miss your taxes 1 year on your fucking house. And then shake their hand when they come and take that fucker back. Because they will. You never own anything. Have you heard the death tax? There's now two of them. What, I got to get out of the grave and come deliver the second one? Which I'm actually looking forward to. They'd probably frown on that too. Like unemployment. Where the fuck is my money? You took it. I never got it. I wasn't unemployed. Give me my money. Wait till you get to Medicaid and Medicare. A and B, if you don't pay Hartford Insurance Company for Part C, which is 140 something a month, my husband does this, and then you don't have insurance. It doesn't cover anything. You just have Medicaid and Medicare. Covers nothing. So they stole that too. Which is why they're not retirement connected to those. Their retirement is completely different in Congress. Yeah, Google it, look it up. I don't give a fuck. Figure it out. I got I got problems with idiocy. You guys hold a computer in your hand, called what you do a cell phone or a sat phone. That bitch has more shit in it that it can do than the first launch to the moon had with their room full of computer. You can do more on your sat phone. I don't know about you, but I was glued to a TV. The entire world was glued to the TVs when they left off to land on the moon. Well, when they even did their flights. And we had more than one tragedy, and the tragedy of the Challenger was horrific. I watched it live. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. We can be tough. We can say we're not tough. We can say we're tough. It doesn't matter. Either way, you saw it, and you knew instantly that their families saw this, and all you could do was pray. Not even for the souls that just left, because they were on the other side without even knowing they had gotten there or how they got there. That's that fast. But for those that left behind, because that's always the ones of us who have to get through it. The mothers, the children, the fathers, the wives, the friends. it was, it's something you can't ever forget. And you keep saying, why don't they go back? Why don't they go back? Why don't they go back? Why is there a city on Mars with a face looking up that looks like King Tutankhamun? What's up with that? Are there really UFOs? Are there really ghosts? Are there really demons? Are there really gremlins? Are there really fairies? What all have these cameras caught in the last decade? Are there ghosts? Are there shadow people? Another whole program. I love several that do delve into these. The Y Files. Hey, AJ, love you. Hecklefish, love you guys. Love you guys. There's some. Casper Sight, love you, dude. Love you. So we got plenty of those to go around. So if you need to have that done, you can do it that way. I like to just go and attack a situation and get it over with. I think my husband's about to climb up. Yeah, there he is. He says he doesn't want to be on camera, so I angle the camera so he doesn't have to be on it. And then he plays tricks. Like I'm going to move it. I'm not. Bless his heart. Um, yeah, he's not getting any younger either, bless him. And he's been stuck with me for, well, lots of decades. A lot of decades. So I'm about to jump. I won't be back. I will try to put one in on Friday. I will try. But we're looking at some weather that's coming in. And again, I've been saddled with a kitten and all that stuff. So I'm just like stuck with everything. I haven't even got back to my sewing. I have 4 ball gowns. Probably have nowhere to wear them, but I'm still trying to hem them. I get them and I'm ordering them online and I get them back and they're 2 inches too long. It's just worth no trouble to me to throw them on my machine and hem them rather than send them back for a smaller size. Maybe because they're just too long. So luckily, I've been able to sew. This is something else my grandchildren's age, they won't know how to do. They don't know how to write cursive. I taught my grandchildren how to write cursive. I stayed on my grandson so that I stood on him. He was in ROTC. He was in the Army, and he got his education done. And then when he got back from Korea, he was done. And I'm good with that. I did the European theater. I didn't do the East. I did, closer to the Middle East. Um, so I'm happy with that. He got he got woked, as they say now, and I don't like the expression. Uh, oh, I think it left. Yeah, we'll let this be. I keep thinking to myself, there's not just me here. This is a free situation where we need to get out there. We need to say, hey, we're the hippies. It's love, not war. I love Donnie. Hey, President Trump. It's good to see you come back. I hope to God you get the people that ended up making you have a mugshot. But I love the mugshot in the Oval Office, and I love what you've done with it. Loving the ballroom that's coming. Excited about your library that's coming. I haven't liked or anything like that a politician ever, and I used to go and have drinks with them at the Watergate Hotel, which they've torn down now. So you can tell I'm not as young as I look. Thank you. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to mention what senator it was, but it was always a 2 martini and a Valiant lunch. Always, I'd be with my mother-in-law. This is what it was. And we put together the food stamp program they still use today. Although back then it was monopoly money. But I've been a first on a lot of things. And I guess it's because no matter what we do, we straddle 2 centuries. And that's how fast technology has changed. Now doctors put their own shit in. I don't have to go sit down for hours and translate it, type it out, triplicate. Gonna miss that though. I'm busy enough now, I gotta admit. You retire, you get busier and broker. It's the same shit, different day. So, if you did see me, say so. You don't have to subscribe, although I have so many. It's free still, if you would like to. And I can't say, I used to tell you I would be in between 12 and 3 every day. Now I don't do weekends and I only do 3 days a week because I'm just too busy. And I don't have the audience that I once had. So I hope the audience sees me and says, oh, hey, she's back. Let people know that I'm still a nut and I'm back. And, to borrow from Cat Williams, it's just so fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. Everybody talks about downing President Trump. Our president don't give a fuck. He don't. I like that. So I would like the hippies to unite. Come and see me, talk to me, leave a comment, leave a like, share with friends, jump in on live chat, do something. It's time for the hippies to stand up and say, stop your stupid shit. We've had enough. And we have. And we took it for a while. We took it for a while to keep our kids going, to make sure they were okay. And they are now. If I have a grandson, for me, if I have a grandson that's also an Army veteran, of course, we have a 13-year-old granddaughter, and I dare some, I still say I dare some punk to strap up balls and walk in there, because I will find you. I will make it my life's mission to fucking find you. So I wouldn't do that. Uh, we waited, and our grandchildren are nearly grown. In most cases, they are grown. And then you have grandchildren, great grandchildren. And you think to yourself, how the hell did I get here? How the hell do I keep these guys safe? They don't believe like you do. They did. My grandson did. I could talk to him anytime, any day about anything. He came back from Korea. He was some dude I didn't even know. Watched CNN. He'd been indoctrinated, didn't know it. Maybe why I haven't seen him since last year, because I am not giving it. I'm not going to change who the fuck I am. I'm not going to change what the fuck I stand for. And by the way, you know what? When you go to vote, and before you go to vote, it's by the people, for the people. Don't fucking tell your neighbors. Don't tell the fucking world. Keep your ballot secret like it's supposed to be. That's why they used to give us a little curtain. I see they don't do that anymore because what the fuck, you're wearing 14 things on your body. This is you're voting for so and so. There's 120 on your car. Don't fucking do that. Don't do it. Don't tell people who you're voting for. It's supposed to be a sacred fucking thing. It's secret. Keep it that way. Nobody has a right to know what you're doing. That's just a piece of advice from an old woman. I'm not telling who the fuck I vote for if I do vote. Look it up on Google. The Electoral College votes in the president. It's like Trump said. I won the Electoral College vote. And then I won the popular vote. What's the popular vote, folks? Huh? What happens if they disagree with you? They represent you. So the Electoral College votes in the president. I'm not standing in some fucking line to do that shit. That's stupid. It's stupid. They don't do it. Look it up. Luckily, you don't have to like me. 4 libraries looking through a book that's like this thick. Yeah, you got to Google or whatever search engine you use. Just there it is. Yeah, and then we're finding out just from Fulton County we had 300,000 dead fucking people. Please. Somebody said, "Oh, it's our system is not corrupt. We could teach we could teach corrupt to the Russians, and they would be shocked." Oh, yes, they would be. So try to remember that. Hippies, get on board. Jump into this train. Let's have some fun. And let's show them what it's like to be those who came down and grew up with people like Rolling Stones. Just to play that music. Iron Maiden. Just to play that music. Maybe we still have a chance. Maybe we can still make a difference with our voice. Just maybe, there could be peace. That's what we want in the whole world. I'd like that lion to lie down next to that you, maybe someday. I see my time is nearly up, fellas. I gotta go. I got a ton to do. I'd like to see you. At least hit the like or the don't like. I don't care. I'm old, so I know you were here. I think I should still say hippies unite and God bless.